Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always, hosted by yours truly. Hello, I'm Chris. Welcome. This is episode number 240 coming at you. And, of course, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you can do that at both Casting for Two, or send me an email, castingfor2@gmail.com. Once again, today's show is brought to you by Cougar Gaming, the lovely people over at Cougar Gaming. Once again, I can't stop talking about this Revenger S mouse that I love so much. It's completely changed the way that I edit. Even, I can't wait. You know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. If you want to pick that up, that link is in the description. But also, they have a new product coming out soon. It's a new PC case. If you're like me, who's a super cool nerd and likes to take things apart, they have a new computer case that's coming out, the Panzer G. And I had the chance to see it at PAX South, and it's really nice. I know I want to get me one of those. So you can pick that up on Newegg or find it where you can pick it up on their website, cougargaming.com. And yeah, so thank you very much, Cougar Gaming, as always. And I guess I should talk about my guest. My guest is a wonderful person who I've known for a bit now. She's a wonderful producer, Amanda Verhagen. And she's Canadian. Everyone knows how much I like Canada. So, therefore, I like her because Canada is the best. But we had a great time just chatting. We worked on a previous project together. Very short working together, but still worked together nonetheless. And I was so excited to get her on the show. It's been so long of me trying to get her on the show. And now I got her on the show. So instead of me talking about how I got her on the show, why don't we just listen to it, all right? So everyone sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please. Yourself.
I'm great. It's nice to hear from you.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever walked up to you and been like, hey, Amanda, hug and kiss when they first meet you?
All the time. And the really embarrassing thing is I didn't understand the joke until I was like 13 years old. Like way too old to not understand that joke.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Know.
Yeah, and especially like Friends, I think, had a storyline about that. Like Chandler's dad, I think, had something to do with something or other. So it was really popular for a couple of years and a really big joke. And it just,
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just exploded. Yeah.
I just saw my first episode of Friends a couple months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like Friends, Seinfeld, Will and Grace, like that whole era of TV, I just missed.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the rest of the world.
I know, right? But it's funny because when somebody would say smelly cat, I'd be like, oh, yeah, Friends. That's funny. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'd just carry on with my life. I knew the characters' names. I knew the actors. Mm-hmm. So everyone just thought, oh, yeah, Chris knows. It's like, well, not really.
That's okay. I pretend to know references about Napoleon Dynamite. I had no idea anything about that, but I knew the dance.
Oh, yeah, everyone. Yeah, and vote for Pedro. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, totally. I just never watched the movie. It's fine. And then it was like too late to watch the movie because it's not funny anymore because you already know all the punchlines.
Now, did you not watch the movie because it was not available to around you, or you just straight up didn't want to see it?
No, I wanted to see it, but I think I was busy at the time or something. And then by the time I was available to see it, I had heard all the jokes and then I was just no longer interested.
Gotcha.
So, it was one of those things that, I think it came out when I was in, I don't know, middle school or something like that, back when it, wasn't a Netflix era where you could just sit down and watch it. You actually had to go to the theater or go,
What is this you're talking about?
What?
I'm young
Yeah.
millennial. I don't know what. Well, okay, wait. What's the new? What's younger than millennial?
Aren't they Gen X or
Are
Z
they?
or it's some sort of letter, I think?
Okay, because
Yeah.
there's this whole thing about how these people they're doing Tide Pods, and
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. What are they doing with the Tide Pods?
they're playing this really fun game of how many Tide Pods you can eat before you die.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Why?
because it's fun, I guess.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
But it had me thinking the other day, millennial generation, where we were doing bath salts.
What, we were? I
Yeah.
was playing Pokemon cards.
Nope. You thought you were, but no, you were
What?
doing bath salts the entire time.
Oh God, how many bath salts did I do that I don't remember this?
It depends. How many Pokemon cards did you have?
What?
Yeah.
Well, clearly I missed out.
You know what? I feel like, I mean, that's a good thing. And yeah, I don't know if it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, wanting to do stupid, like ingest stupid things, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, Canadians are naturally smarter.
Sure. Let's go with that. I'm not going to start that conversation. And
No,
get,
I'll start this
people.
conversation because statistics show that the Canadian schools are
Really?
yeah, they're a lot higher up in the rankings than America.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Well, there you go.
Yep, there you go.
Well, I have a theater degree, so I don't know if that makes me any more brilliant than anybody else. So.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know how to tie knots and like pick out gel colors for lights. But
You know what?
that's it.
You can make people look good, and that'll go far.
Yes.
I also wanted to say earlier we were having a conversation,
Mhm.
and you asked me the demographic.
Yeah.
And I started smiling because, like, look at this producer, such a producer.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I actually had to look it up because I was like, I don't know, people are my demographic.
That's fair. So, yeah. And were you enlightened by your research?
No, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The weird thing is that, well, it's not weird, but over the years, my female listeners have been going up because I've been having a lot more female guests.
Oh, cool.
And and so at one point there was a couple months where I had nothing but female guests, and I was telling my friend, I feel like I should retitle the podcast "The Female Show Starring Male."
I like that. I like that. That's good.
It still could be a thing. I don't know, but no, I'm very appreciative.
I like it. It could work. Yeah. What's your like male to female ratio right now in terms of listeners?
Oh, that I have no idea. I didn't look in those numbers. I only get a half the numbers. I have to pay more for all the numbers.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, and on top of that, I don't really like to look at the numbers in general, just because then I know.
Yeah.
I like.
Well, it's like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I like the mystique of like knowing that one person listens.
Aw, that's sweet.
And I don't know who that one person is, but
Sometimes I listen. I mean, I listen every week, all the time.
There we. Oh, it's
all
you.
The shows. Yeah, it's me. It's totally me. I listen to all the episodes, all the time. Totally. Cough. Stare at the roof.
There we go. It's helpful when you say what you're doing because it's all audio. So now everyone has a picture in their head.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
But what's been going on with you?
What's been going on with me? So yes, I'm a producer in Canada, America's Hat, which is fun and exciting. It's raining all the time in Vancouver.
Yes.
Which is depressing. We had like 15 minutes of sun today.
Ooh.
And when it's sunny in Vancouver, it's the equivalent of when it rains in LA. Like everybody just loses their mind. It is such an adventure. And everybody like was outdoors and was having picnics and
Quick, we don't
was
know how
like,
long. Let's go outside.
yeah, and was like frolicking in the streets. And, there was like Hall and Oates playing and there was
Aw.
people dancing and it was very exciting. And then it started raining again. So that was today. But in the grand scheme of things, right now I am supporting the release of a feature film that I produced called The Devout,
Mm-hmm.
which just came out on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, DirecTV, Vudu, which I had to Google what Vudu is.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
It's not available up there. I don't think.
no, but it's available in the States.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Voodoo.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is. And I had to Google what Vubiquity is. I guess it's like a Verizon thing. I guess we're on there
Hmm.
too. Like all these like fun things that came out in the States, and then we're on a bunch of fun things in Canada as well. So I've been working on supporting that release for our film, as well as we were just nominated for a Canadian Screen Award,
Mm.
which since your listeners are mostly based in the States, they probably don't know that the Canadian Screen Awards are like our Golden Globes.
Okay,
They're
okay.
they're like discount Golden Globes.
There we go.
Yeah. It's like if you went to the dollar store and got yourself, the dollar store version.
Oh, that's even better.
Yes. So, I get to go put on a fancy dress and fly to Toronto and parade around and hopefully be on TV and maybe make a fun, awkward speech. So I'm really,
Yay!
yeah. So that's kind of the big thing that I'm into right now.
Nice, nice. And so, what got you into producing?
Ooh, that's a good question. My joke is always that, money and power.
Yes.
But really, I like producing because I like the idea of supporting other artists, being directors, writers, actors that I love.
Hmm.
And I think producing gives me a lot more power to do that in a creative way than, say, being an agent.
Mm.
Because I'm actually more involved and on the ground with the material and shaping that and using my expertise to help promote their product.
Hmm.
And I got to a point in my life where I was, I had this theater degree and I had paid for my theater degree by working as kind of like a roadie and for bands.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I would like work in the arenas, pushing around boxes and like set up lights and work on the soundboards and do all these kind of like grunt work stuff. And it wasn't really making me happy in theater. I just kind of sat in a dark room and that wasn't great. And then I got called to be a PA on a movie. And honestly, like it was 5 days of picking up garbage and being treated like garbage and
Yeah.
doing kind of awful things. But it was a family and it was just this whole other world that
Hmm.
was so interesting and so fascinating and something I really wanted to explore. And I just fell in love. And I think everybody has that moment when you find the thing that finally clicks for you.
Yeah.
And that just seems like this world and this environment that you find a home in.
Hmm.
And for me, that was the film industry. And producing in particular, it allows me to help other people and to help expand their careers, but it also gives me the opportunity to be creative as well as, use my organizational skills and my skills to pitch projects, which is exciting, to travel the world because I was told when I first started out in the industry, don't pick a job, pick a lifestyle.
Mm.
And I picked a job that allows me to travel, to take time off when I need to pick passion projects that I want to do, not necessarily just jobs that pay money, to, follow the things that I want to do. And in that, you have to sacrifice certain things. So, I don't always have time to do all the things with my friends that I want to do, but at the same time, I get to do a lot of amazing things and have a lot of amazing experiences.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that's a really long answer to your question.
No,
But
no.
yeah, producing is like this incredible world that anybody who's trying to get into it um, is definitely in for a bumpy road, but a treat. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, and then so you were going to yeah, are you from Victoria?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm originally from Victoria, and then I moved to Vancouver, I don't know, like 8 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
Um, just because Victoria doesn't have a lot of film production.
Right, right. And and Vancouver has like one or two a year, right? Just that
Yeah.
much.
And they were smaller productions, and they weren't necessarily going to lead anywhere substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I remember we were in Rumblings at the same time, but we never crossed paths.
Hmm.
Because I was going to school in Victoria, and we have a mutual friend, Jeremy, who would talk about
Yes.
you, and
Yeah.
I would be like, who's that? I don't know her.
Hmm.
And then we worked together on a project, and then that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And that was Jeremy's, like, I don't know, passion project, right?
That was kind of both of ours, but it's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Now,
Yeah.
the making of that short was an absolute clusterfuck.
That
because
sounds about right.
Yeah, because it's so funny because him and I had been working on a script for years, probably about 2 years.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, no, it was a lot of back and forth, sending, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Whatever. And then once we kind of set a shoot date, probably like 2 weeks before it was going to happen, Jeremy started doubting himself and said, "There's nothing special about this, so we have to start from scratch."
Oh.
Which was not what I supported him, but I was not happy with that decision
Hmm.
because we spent a lot of time, especially me, because the character you ultimately played
Hmm.
had a bigger role with dialogue.
Oh,
Yeah.
which thank God I didn't have that dialogue because I am not an actor.
She was a fully fleshed out character, and I love that because one of the things that I try to do whenever I write, it's hard for me to think of female characters being a male.
Hmm.
So I want one of my goals when I do write these short films is to write interesting female characters,
Hmm.
and I felt like she had a lot of personality. But then I went with Jeremy and we cranked out a script in I want to say a week, and then that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, I still want to. I Of course, me working on the other script for 2 years, I still want to see that version for sure.
Hmm.
But I don't think we ever will.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all good. I think I still have a copy of it. I'm probably sure. But anyway, so and then but the nice thing is the one thing that carried over from that project was I still have this desire to write good female roles. So
Hmm.
one of the last things I wrote, it was originally going to be, I write short films that are just, small stories contained with a couple of characters. So I wrote one with a man and a man, and then as the midway of writing it, I said, do they both have to be a man? Like, can't I just do a man and a female? I mean, why not? So
Hmm.
then I changed one of the characters to a female, and then as soon as I was done, I was like, does the other role have to be a man? So then I changed him into a female, and I feel like it works better.
That's great. Well, and honestly, when I'm pitching projects and, when writers approach me with projects, I find it easier to finance things that have more female roles now
Mm.
because that's what people are looking for because everything is we're looking for the female version of Ghostbusters. We're looking for the female version of Superbad. We're looking for, the girl version of, or, we're looking for strong female characters because that's kind of the trend now, which is
Right.
great,
Yeah.
because everybody wants to see that. And, the top grossing films last year were Wonder Woman, Lady Bird, like all these like female character and female driven films were doing really, really well at the box office. So people are starting to understand that that's, not just a fluke. So I think it's great that you're doing that and
I
also challenging yourself.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that female opinion because it's like, look, first of all, females don't say dude. And I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry.
I say dude all the time.
Do you?
But yeah, okay.
That was one of the notes I got was females don't say dudes.
Oh, I
just,
guess I should stop saying that.
I don't know. You know what? You be you, okay?
All right. Live your best life.
You should take it back.
I will reclaim dude. Yeah.
So for the people at home who, and you don't have to give out any of your secrets.
Ooh, secrets.
Yeah, no. Well, you don't have to. No secrets if you don't. But how do you go into a pitch meeting?
Through the door.
Gotcha. All right, there you go.
Okay. Was that a good answer? No. What do you mean? Like,
Yeah. Do you have? Because a lot of people pitching is hard to do, and they're not sure where to start, what to do. So yeah, do you have any tips?
Okay, tips for pitching. So the first thing about pitching is, man, know who you're pitching to. That's the most important thing. A lot of people go into pitch meetings not having done their research, which blows my mind. It doesn't take that long to just even sit in your car for 20 minutes before you get to your meeting and like research the person you're meeting with, which, my God, you should have done that before you set up the meeting. But look up their LinkedIn, look up their IMDb, know the last films they came out with, know, what they're into, look them up on Facebook, know if they have any kids, because chances are if you have kids, that's a point of interest you can talk about. Know things about them and know things about what they're doing and what they're looking for, because you shouldn't be sitting down with somebody whose chances are, more successful than you, or that you're looking for money from, or looking for, a partnership from. You shouldn't be sitting down from them going, tell me about you. You should already know a lot of things about them, because chances are they only have 10 minutes for you, and you don't want to waste that time asking for their resume that you can already get online. Right. You want to spend that time dazzling them with your amazing idea. So yeah, do your research ahead of time. Know who you're pitching to. Also make sure when you're setting up meetings that when you're pitching your project to the right people. You don't want to be pitching, a super sunshiny, happy movie to a really intense horror company. Like, that's just a waste of your time. It's a waste of their time. And then they're looking at you like you're an idiot. And they're probably not going to talk to you when you do bring them a horror movie, because they think you haven't done your research and you're not professional. It's like, it's kind of common sense stuff. And don't pitch them like a $20 million movie if they only do $5 million movies. Right. And don't pitch them a $5 million movie if they only do $20 million movies. And, go into a pitch meeting looking presentable. Don't wear a ton of perfume. Make sure your breath isn't horrible, kind of all those like basic interview things. Show up early, don't show up late. If you're doing meetings in LA, leave super early because traffic is terrible, as we all know, and make that joke. What else about pitching? Have materials with you, but don't bring like a copy of your script and try and like drop it on their desk. I generally don't bring like a bunch of hard copies. Like if I'm going to a festival or a market, I don't bring a bunch of hard copies of pitch packages with me or pitch decks. What I normally do is bring an iPad with my super visual pitch deck with me on the iPad. And when I'm in my meeting, I'll go through it with them, or I'll, show them certain images that we're discussing. And then as soon as I finish the meeting, I do a follow-up email and send them the pitch deck and send them the script if we've talked about that. And, when you've finished a meeting, send the follow-up email either that day or the next day. Don't wait a whole bunch of time to follow up with them
Right.
because then it just kind of seems like you forgot about them. And, make sure you follow up, make sure you thank them for their time and be super gracious all the time because, every man you meet or every woman you meet can teach you something. And we always want to be thankful for their time to spend with you. And, a lot of people I know actually leave handwritten notes if they're meeting with people at like big agencies or companies. So that's
Okay.
kind of a nice little touch as well. Yeah, that's kind of lots and lots of tips. So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it all makes sense though. That's the thing.
yeah,
Especially the brushing your teeth one.
right? Or like if you just went for a lunch meeting, like bring gum. I don't know. Don't like chew the gum in the meeting, obviously,
Yeah,
like
I was
get
gonna
rid of it
say.
and like
ma-
don't like spit it out at one of their assistants.
Maybe
So,
get a
yeah.
mint. Bring a mint.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Mints are good.
Have
Yeah.
you ever had a bad pitch, or whether it was somebody pitching to you or you pitching to someone?
Man, I have bad pitches all the time. Bad pitches happen to everyone. I want like a pin that says bad pitches happen. Like and like big producers I know they still pitch badly. Just because you never know like the person that you're pitching to if like their daughter just yelled at them because their boyfriend broke up with them and they're
Um,
having a bad day, or like sometimes you just have an off day, or you guys don't click, or you just got dumped that morning. Like you just have bad pitches. Sometimes things go wrong, or sometimes people just pitch me things that I'm like, please stop talking. Um, and it happens. And sometimes you just lose your train of thought and you've been going on for too long and you can see the other person glazing over. And that's okay. But that's also sometimes why I take improv classes
mm.
because it helps you learn how to talk yourself out of those situations.
How long have you been taking improv for?
Well, I started taking it in high school and then,
Oh,
yeah, and then I recently picked it up about a year ago again because I realized I needed to get better at pitching, basically.
and you don't think you'd be a good actor?
No.
Uh,
I get in front of the camera for these pitch videos they make us do for a lot of the funders, and as
yeah.
soon as I have to recite lines, everybody's like, "Oh God, here we go, take 40." Like,
So if you didn't have lines, you'd be okay?
ish.
Ish.
I
Okay.
never know where to look or like what to do with my hands, or
Oh,
it's like I'm just yeah,
I think that's something right there.
what to do with my hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. No, the actor who, or the person who takes lots of improv, but still is like, no, don't cast me.
Yeah, no,
Don't do it.
no,
Don't do it. But then
no.
you also do speaking engagements,
I do.
and you're
Yes.
okay. You're okay with that.
Yeah, because like I just get to talk about myself, and clearly I can do that forever.
But if somebody brought up a camera, would you freak out?
Yeah, probably. Well,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
I think I'd be fine because, that's just me rambling and answering questions and
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. And I like doing that because, it's that whole you get to help other people out and that's kind of cool. It's that whole giving back thing. The film
Gotcha.
industry is all about helping each other and everybody's starting out and, yeah.
Right on. Right on. And so, do you have any up and coming projects that you would like to talk?
Ooh, well, I've got a bunch of stuff in development, but nothing that's like announceable yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yeah, everything's kind of hush hush and super secret,
Gotcha.
which makes it not super exciting for you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
No, but you should all check out The Devout on iTunes.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's out
Yeah.
now. Right now. This
Yes.
second. Stop. Just pause and go watch it.
Yes, and it's about reincarnation. Nobody does movies about reincarnation anymore.
That's
What?
actually
I
true. Yeah, that's actually very true.
Yeah. When you're like, you know what I haven't thought about lately? My past life. This is the movie to watch.
I'm trying to think of the last. Was the Robin Williams? That wasn't about reincarnation though.
There was a movie in the early 90s that like I forget what it's called.
Do you know who was in it?
No, it's in our press kit
Oh,
somewhere. This is where I'm a bad producer.
No, you're a good producer. Don't say that.
Cough, cough. Anyways. Yeah, anyway, so you should watch the movie. Chris, do you think you had a past life?
Uh,
Were
pr-
you uh were you
pr-
something?
yeah, probably.
What do you think you were? Or who
Uh,
do you think you were?
I probably. I'd love to say Chris Farley, but I was alive when he passed away.
Damn it. That would have been a
So
good one.
I'd like to think I was a bad, because I love telling jokes. I feel like I was a bad comedian.
Ooh.
I think that's
Yep.
yeah. Who never got famous. He did a couple open mics and that was it. But this is back in the day.
That'd be good. Hey,
Yeah.
have you watched the National Lampoon's movie yet?
I haven't. I saw that was out. I just okay. So we can talk about this. I just got Netflix.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I
we
have
need
a
to circle
reason.
back to this.
I have a reason why though.
Okay.
If I had Netflix full time, nothing would get done.
That's fair.
So I let I let everything stack up, and then I'll tear through everything and I'll cancel for a couple months.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah.
That's why I got rid of. We have something in Canada because we don't have Hulu.
Right.
We have something called Crave TV
Mm.
instead, and I actually got rid of it because I realized I wasn't going to be productive if I just kept binge watching Letterkenny, which is also a show you guys don't have yet, but you will. But it's amazing.
Is that
Anyway.
is that a spinoff of Degrassi?
No, Letterkenny is a original Canadian show basically about rednecks.
Gotcha.
It's brilliant and hilarious.
My joke is that every Canadian show is a spinoff of Degrassi, or it takes place in the Degrassi universe.
Even like Schitt's Creek.
Exactly, Degrassi universe.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That seems accurate. Yeah, I love that.
That one
Brilliant.
that one ship show with Ryan Gosling and Tyler.
Breaker High?
That takes place in Degrassi universe.
That actually makes sense. Yep. I love that. And you know what? Every TV series I pitch from now on, I'm just going to put a little like note in parentheses. Takes place in the Degrassi universe. Actually, one of the shows that I'm pitching, I have a note that says, like Degrassi, continues over time with a new cast.
Yep. See? I knew it.
But it's like a summer camp show. That's super funny. There you go. Way to prove your own theory.
I know. Look. I know. I know Canada. Okay, I know it.
There you go. American Dad. Well, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say for the people at home who'd like to keep up with all the work that you do as well as all the projects coming out, where can they do that?
Twitter is the best place. At Amanda Verhagen, which nobody can ever spell, but
right.
Yeah, good luck. And and my website is infrequently updated, but sometimes has pictures, which is just amandaverhagen.com. And that's kind of it.
There you go. So everyone be on the lookout, and if you can spell her name, you win.
Yeah. I don't know what you win, but it'll be nice.
Is there Amanda Hug and Kiss Productions?
Oh, that would have been a way better name than Verhagen Entertainment.
You know what? I'm
gonna go call my lawyer.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you can get into it, but look, if you don't want to, I understand.
It's good branding. All right. Well, thank you for having me out, Chris.
Of course. You're one of the people who, once again, I'm gonna talk shop talk. You're one of the people who I've been trying to get on the show for almost 5 years.
Oh my God, that's insane.
There's you and somebody else, and she's never gonna get on.
I want to know who that other person is. I'm gonna beat her up. No, I'm kidding.
I'll tell you off recording.
All right, cool. Well, let's end this then so you can tell me.
Okay. All right. Bye,
Cool.
Amanda.
Bye.